Da-da-da-da-da, pa. Da-da-da-da-da, pa. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da. I don't have the rights to that song, so I really can't play. But hello, everybody. It's 4 days where the Chiefs play the Eagles for the 59th Lombardi Trophy in New Orleans. Rigged. Cough. Now, as a sports fan, I cannot be less excited about this. So here's a list of things that I'm more excited for than the Chiefs and the Eagles. I'm more excited to find out who wins the finals of The Voice Azerbaijan. Number 4 thing I'm more excited for, that my apartments are getting new digital locks in the laundry room. That's pretty exciting. I'm getting blood work done next week. That's super exciting. The number 2 thing I'm more excited for is I got a new brand of soy milk and I'm trying it out. The other brand was discontinued by Walmart, so I'm trying a different brands out. So I'm really excited about that. And the number 1 thing I'm more excited for than the Chiefs and Eagles in the Super Bowl is literally anything. It's literally anything. I can't emphasize how much I do not care about this. Like, if this wasn't a family tradition, I would not be watching this because I don't care. Now, I don't know if I can even say Super Bowl. I'm not making any money off of this, but all rights reserved to them. So I did take a poll of all the people that I've had on the show and guests that I will have on the show eventually about who they think will win the Super Bowl, who they're going for. So let's go down with most of these people. I would say are Chiefs fans, or at least they're going for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So Zuli, her episode is coming in 2 weeks. She's going for the Chiefs. My Gen Z friend Jose said that he's going for the Chiefs. Mahomes is too OP. My friends TK and Priscilla are both going for the Chiefs. Priscilla said Chiefs because of Taylor Swift and all that stuff. TK also said I'm going for the Taylor Swift team for the Chiefs. My mom and my dad and my brother-in-law, I know they're going for the Chiefs. My mom loves Patrick Mahomes and she calls him pelos de broccoli. Maggie, who has another episode coming out soon, said probably the Chiefs. And then I asked her about the wee baby Abby, and she said Abby doesn't care. So I guess she's neutral. If anything, Abby will be there for the food, for sure. Now, on the Eagles side, let's see. Tony is going for the Eagles out of spite for the Cowboys. He knows I'm a Cowboys fan, so how dare you, sir? A co-worker, or a cohort, Kirsten, whose episode will be coming out around May, says Jalen Hurts because he is fine as hell. And Mindy, who did the episode for Nacho Libre, said, does not watch football, but I guess the Eagles. Now, you have 3 people that are neutral. So the first one is Louis. Louis says, I'm there for the food, no love for the Chiefs, and certainly no love for the Eagles as a lifelong Giants fan. Queens represent. Now, he didn't say that, but I'm saying that. Southside Jamaica Queens representing. And then his wife, Sarah, who I will have eventually on the podcast, says she wants the Eagles to win, but the Chiefs are too good, so probably then. But also, I believe she's probably neutral as a Cowboy fan like myself. And like I said, I'm a Cowboys fan lifelong. These colors don't run till the day I die, son. To this day, I'm going to be rooting for Kendrick, Patrick, and Jem, and my friend Stephanie, whose episode will come out around March, were not available for comment. And finally, my friend Jacob, whose episode will come out in about a month, said that he thought the Chiefs and the Dolphins were going to be in the Super Bowl, so I don't think he'll be watching the game. Now, just some quick show notes. You'll notice towards the end, towards the last part of the recording, I had to use my backup recording because my main recording ran out of memory. So I would say about the last 5 minutes is with my backup recorder. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Thank you so much for telling your friends and your family and for sharing the podcast. Thank you for liking and subscribing. It does really help out. Also, check out the podcast on all the streaming services, Movie Boarding with Kingston Hannibal. And you can also find the podcast on all the socials. Search for Kingston Hannibal. Once again, thank you so much for listening to this special episode of Movie Boarding, Super Bowl edition, with my friend Andy, who has chosen a 3-peat for the Kansas City Chiefs. On this episode, we will be discussing the 2004 Texas football film Friday Night Lights, starring, and listen to this, guys, this is an amazing cast, starring, Amber Heard apparently is in this movie, Connie Britton, which I believe she also plays the same character in the show Friday Night Lights, Tim McGraw, Jay Hernandez, Garrett Hedlund, Derek Luke, Lucas Black, and Billy Bob Thornton. Enjoy. Yeah, we start already. All right. So, bro, I appreciate you coming onto the podcast, man. Thank you, bro. I know we've been trying to do this for a while, and this is actually not the longest I've actually had, like, from the point where, like, I told somebody, like, we were like, hey, let's do it, to, like, let's actually do it. I think this is the shortest time.
For real?
Yeah. Even though it's been, like, what, a month? No,
like 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. Louis took forever just because he's a busy dude.
Yeah.
Like, he is super busy. And the same with me. But thank you for doing this, bro.
No problem.
So
thank you
this
for
is my
having
homie.
me.
This is my homie Andy or Andres. What
Yes.
do you prefer, Andy or Andres? Is it one of those things like where if they call you Andres, you think you're being like when you're a kid, like Andres, ven acá?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, really nobody calls me by my name unless it's, well, actually nobody really calls me by my name. I mean, unless it's, very, family that I haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
But everybody's been calling me Andy ever since I was a baby. Named after my grandfather, so his name was Andres, so to not get confused, they would just call me Andy.
That's kind of with me. My first name is Richard. Nobody calls me. They call me Brian. At work, some people know me by Richard. Some people know me by Brian. It's usually the supervisors, they know me by Brian because, like, with the workers, like, I interact with them more. And then, like, if there's a new supervisor or something, or somebody that I haven't worked with, they'll just see my name on the thing and it says Richard. Mm-hmm. So they're like, Richard Martinez, please come to the supervisor's office. And I always feel like they're calling me to the principal's office.
Yeah.
Speaking of principal's office, we're going to be watching today a movie. Most of the setting is in a high school. Mm-hmm. Now, most of it is about football. So, but the movie we're going to watch, we talked about it yesterday. Yeah. But the movie is Friday Night Lights. Okay. Have you seen this movie?
I've never seen it. I've seen it through Netflix or whatever, but I've never actually seen it. If that makes sense.
You've seen like the
cover or whatever.
Yeah. Do you know there's also a show called Friday Night Lights?
Yeah, I heard about that too. It's confusing to me, so I never really, got into it or whatever. But
so we met when we went to New York. For everybody that doesn't know, we went to Bethel, we went to New York City, and we met there and we vibed. And in talking, we found out that we both like sports. Specifically, we were talking about football most of the time because that's what was going down. And me and Louis have the same, what can I say? We're going through the same trauma that all our teams stink. Now, Louis is the Giants. Mine is most famously the Dallas Cowboys.
America's team.
Tell everybody what your team is.
The Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
Yep, the Bears.
So you are from Chi-Town, right?
Yeah, from the city, yeah.
Born, how long were you there?
I was raised until 8, and then I came to Tennessee, Spring Hill.
So do you identify as a Chicagoan?
I mean, I kind of, I spent most of my life here in Tennessee, but I guess I would say so, and the fact that I'm from there. Because, I did live there 8 years. I was born there, So I guess I would say yeah.
All right. And so how has it been being a Chicago fan?
Oof. Brutal. Absolute brutal.
So you were born what year?
I was born in 1999.
99. So there were some good seasons. They went to the Super Bowl. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, they got kind of destroyed by. I mean, again, it was the Colts.
Yeah.
Like, you don't expect them to.
Well, Peyton Manning actually played really bad that game. He wasn't really good.
You know what? In the 4 Super Bowls he's been to, I think in every single one of them he hasn't played that well.
Yeah, no.
But he's won 2 of them thanks to like his other players or the defense when it was with the Broncos.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege of watching 3 Super Bowls.
With Peyton in it?
No, with the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
And they run every single one of them. But it's been absolutely nothing since then.
Yeah. Oof.
But that was when the Bears went to the Super Bowl. That was the
quarterback.
Yeah,
that was with Rex Grossman.
Rex Grossman from
What college?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was from Florida.
Florida,
Gators.
go Gators! Get
Yep.
them Gators!
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
College?
Yeah, but I would say more for basketball, but it kind of bleeds into football, just because my favorite player growing up was Jason Williams.
Oh,
and he went to
you told me that.
White Chocolate.
Yeah.
So for you and your family, as a kid, were you watching sports all the time? Was that always something you were in?
No, actually, growing up, my family wasn't into sports. I got into sports from actually when I moved from Chicago.
Interesting.
When I came to Spring Hill.
Okay.
Spring Hill, it's predominantly, white.
White, yeah.
And so when I went to school, I was maybe one of the few, I'm talking about out of the whole school, like 10 minorities. So,
Really?
Yeah.
That seems a lot, actually. That seems like a lot, Ted.
Yeah. It was a lot. Yeah. So it was, elementary school too. So, but when I went, all my friends, well, obviously they were, into sports.
Yeah.
And during recess, oh, Andy, come on, let's go play. Come on, let's go play football. So that's when I started getting into it. At first, I didn't like it. I just only went because they're my friends. I wanted to hang out with them or whatever. But then I started liking it, and I started getting good at it. And there's a lot of transplants in Spring Hill. I don't know what. I'm pretty sure there is. There's still a lot. There was a lot of people from other areas, other states, and they all had their teams. So I was like, well, where am I from? Well, I'm from Chicago. I just moved. What team is in Chicago? Well, the Bears. Oh yeah, that's right, the Bears. Well, I'm a Bears fan.
The Bears.
And that's where it started.
So when you got into them, were they any good?
Yeah. I had always said, "Oh, the Bears," but when I started getting really into it, it was the season where they went to the NFC Championship game against the.
Dang, I can just see the
Packers.
The wheels turning in his head, like of all the repressed memories of those.
Yes.
those
and
years.
It was good because my first ever game, like full game, watching it, invested, screaming like a fan was. It was the game before that, the divisional game against the Seahawks, and they killed the Seahawks that game. So I was like, oh man, well, it's a good time to have become interested in being a fan.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's the next game? No, well, the next game is a NFC Championship game. Whoever wins that goes to the Super Bowl. So I was like, all right, cool. Who are we playing with? Well, it's the Packers. All right, who are the Packers? Well, it's their biggest rivals.
Yeah, still today, even though they're both not doing that well.
Yeah. Well, they're actually doing pretty decent. We almost beat them, but blocked field goal. Anyways,
they're not gonna do much in the playoffs, bro.
That for sure. Yeah,
one and done.
And I will never forget that. I remember watching the game and right off the bat, just we were just getting toast. With Aaron Rodgers. He was using his arm, his legs. Man, I remember thinking we got to do something to this guy, and we had multiple opportunities throughout the game, but that was the first time I ever felt heartbreak. And I'm talking about crying in the shower at 11 years old. And it was that bad, and God,
you're like, why?
Yeah, and that's it. I had to wait a whole nother, off season to finally get my hands and on the remote and tune it to, watching the Bears play, whenever we got the games here in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And they didn't do so good the next year. And actually, they've been trash since 2011.
So here's the thing, though. And I would say with Louis, I think it's had it better because they did win 2 Super Bowls. And they beat one amazing team.
Yeah.
In the
other team was really good, too.
What was it, 18-1?
Yeah, 18-1.
And then the other time, it was a great run because
I think they went 13-3 in the regular season. They obviously killed everybody in the postseason and the playoffs. And then that game, the defense on the Giants was just good.
And
Eli
then I think
was clutch.
First Super Bowl, if the first Super Bowl, I think they barely got in. Like the one of them, they were like the clear favorites, or like. But I think one of the Super Bowls, I think they were like 9-7 or.
Oh, you're talking about the Giants?
The Giants, yeah. I think it was the
both
first
times.
They were like wild card teams, right?
Yeah. Well, I know the last one that they won, they were like division champs or whatever. I'm sure you remember that. They played the Cowboys to get in.
I don't want to talk about it.
But the one before that, I think they were the wild card. And man, they had a great run. Even with Eli Manning, they did real good.
Eli Manning is literally the type of a quarterback that can literally do nothing else. like he can't do math, he can't do it. Like he can only do football.
Yeah,
and he does it so well.
Yeah. Well, he's always been good, but he's always been like hot and cold in the regular season.
And then
but then the playoffs comes. That's who you want to be a quarterback.
He's one of those that like everybody hated, but when he won those 2 Super Bowls, he's like a legend now.
Well, he beat the Packers twice, so he'll always be a legend.
Aaron, right?
He'll always be a legend in my eyes. But he beat one in the NFC Championship in Lambeau.
Yeah,
it was like I don't even know how many minus degrees, and he went in there beat Brett Favre in them.
You know, it's I don't know if you even like kind of see when he would play. You would look at his eyes and you would see nothing. Like, his focus was like, football.
I mean,
like there was no like. Yeah. Like he probably won't even remember his like birthday or like his like pin number.
Yeah, well I remember one time he got hit in the face.
He was just like
and he just stayed
blank stare. Put up an image on the screen now.
Yeah.
So me as a Cowboys and my trauma is that they had an amazing run. Then the owner fired this amazing coach because everybody was giving him the credit.
Yeah,
and he's like, no, I wanted it. So he hired a yes man. They won a Super Bowl with him.
Was it Barry Switzer?
Barry Switzer. But they won a Super Bowl only because they had an amazing team.
Yeah, that's what Troy Aikman said.
Yeah. They could have won at least 2 more, I think. Yeah. I honestly think.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not back-to-back.
They could have won maybe even more than that. Because, man, Jimmy Johnson was an amazing coach.
He knew how to get the best out of them. And then Barry Switzer was just saying yes to whatever. And that's after that, I think they kind of, like, departed. And then just 30 years of just, like, thinking that they're going to win. Like, sometimes they were, like, the favorites in the beginning of the season. And then just, like...
Well, I remember that. Like, when was it? 2016?
Yeah.
You guys got beat by the Packers, actually, in that division. Yeah, that was a close game.
And I think the Seahawks were the ones that went to the Super Bowl that year when Tony Romo, and it's hard for me to talk
about. Yeah.
And he was like a foot away from like scoring.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I think they would have gone to the conference championship.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think they would. I think that was when the Seahawks and the Steelers went to the Super Bowl, which is actually good because that's one of 2 Super Bowls that I missed because that was like I think I had my first job, and like I can't get off. Like it's your first job, you just started, and they're like, no, everybody's gonna take off for Super Bowl. You can't. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, the movie we're gonna watch is Friday Night Lights, and it's based somewhat on a true story. So this movie takes place in 1988, and it chronicles this one particular season of the Odessa Permian Panthers. They are one of like the most storied high school football teams in Texas and in the entire nation. Now, if you know anything about Texas, you know that football is a religion, especially high school football.
Yeah, high school everywhere
is a straight up religion. And I won't spoil too much, but a lot of the things that you do see depict on how people act about it is legitimately true. From how much the coaches get paid to like how big the stadium are to how they treat the players and all this. Like in a small town and even in some big towns, I remember that going on Friday and even Saturday, sometimes Thursday, they would have the games. But going to those games was like an event. The tickets are cheap, relatively. And people would be like, oh, we're going to go to the game. And you would bring like a large group and stuff. I remember as a kid going to like games. And then once, as you can see, I'm wearing my high school alma mater. My high school alma mater represent O'Connor Panthers. They're cats.
Yeah.
But anyways. By the way, if you're listening to this, brother-in-law Jonathan, Judson sucks. So that's the thing too. That I don't know if it's like this here.
Yeah.
But like, what high school you went to in Texas is like what set you repping.
Yeah.
Like over there, it's like, hey, how's it going? Like you meet each other. What school did you go to? Like, oh, I went to Judson. Oh, I went to like Clark. I went to like Fox Tech and stuff like that. And that's like. Ingrained in you. I don't know if it's like that here.
Yeah, kind of. I wouldn't say in that level, but I remember I figured that out from Texas from the movie Varsity Blues.
Okay, perfect example.
Yep. I watched that it was pretty wild back.
That one's, I would say, no, that one's actually kind of accurate too.
Yeah, the coach and everything and how the fans are, how crazy they are.
So in this particular one, it follows that one season, and I would say it's probably the best depiction of high school football in Texas and how much of it's a religion. It's honestly a religion, bro. In Texas,
Yeah.
it's sad to say, but it's honestly like that. And I remember. So the high school that I went to was relatively new, so their football team wasn't like that great. But specifically in San Antonio, in Texas, I think the main one, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jonathan. I'll ask him later. My brother-in-law. Yeah. Judson was like the one in San Antonio was like that was the school, the city champs. I think maybe even like Fox Tech and maybe MacArthur. And like it's weird that I could name off like 20 different high schools in Texas. Like just because that's how much like important they were as far as football. In basketball, I mean there were some good teams. I think actually John Jay High School, and I'll show you the video later. There was a viral moment before it was viral that they won the state championship with like a half court heave, if I'm not mistaken. John Jay, and it was in San Antonio. Did you ever go to any like football games in high school?
I went to one, and it was pretty cool, but it wasn't like, you know, crazy like you know, and it wasn't like that, but it was a good experience.
And you know, it's funny, like, and you'll see it in the movie that a lot of these kids just peak in high school.
Yeah,
Texas does produce a lot of football players, but they're not quarterbacks. It's usually like linemen or
offensive line,
offensive line, D line.
Yeah,
I think California, because California also has a big, a lot of football players come from California, Florida.
Oh yeah, Florida's the biggest one probably,
and they're the quarterback ones.
Yeah,
like and then like Oklahoma, I think is also too.
Yeah,
but yeah, I can't stress enough the importance. And as a matter of fact, if you notice my hat, I'm wearing an Odessa Permian Panthers hat. My uncle lives there in Odessa.
Odessa, Texas.
West Texas, middle of nowhere, Texas. You'll see in the movie how it's depicted.
Don't they say Odessa's like the hub for like that's the hotbed, no? For high school football?
It is. It's still, I don't know if it still is, but it is. And then there's another like Odessa High School or Midland High School is like the other one out of it. But the thing about it is it's literally in the middle of nowhere, bro. Like it's podunk nowhere. There's nothing else to do. Even today, bro. So my grandmother, the last couple of years of her life before she passed away, she lived there.
Yeah.
So before she passed away, I was able to see her. So we went there, and I expected, you know, something to change. Literally looks the same. I don't think it expands. I think they just recycle things, like in the sense of like, oh, this used to be a Montgomery Ward's. We're gonna make it a Walmart, but they don't expand like outside.
Yeah.
So it's a Odessa, Midland are like basically like two cities. They have a spaceport, quote unquote.
Spaceport?
I think it's SpaceX or Blue Horizon.
And like, what do they do there?
I think it's just like, because it's dry, it's the weather, it's the location. That's going to be like a hub apparently for launching into space when it becomes cheaper to do it for like tourism and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
If I'm not mistaken, the airport is called Odessa Spaceport.
Odessa Spaceport?
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing.
Wow.
All right, bro. So you ready to watch this movie?
Yeah, let's go ahead and watch it.
Let's do it, guys. We're going to watch Friday Night Lights. We're going to watch the movie. We'll be back. Cool here, bro.
All right.
Alrighty then. Andy, lesson to be learned. Just because you're the best doesn't mean you always win.
Yep.
So how'd you like the movie, bro?
It was real good.
It's pretty intense, huh?
Yeah, it was really good, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they made it overly dramatic, but I don't know if that's how it really went down. Because you know how sometimes they over-exaggerate movies and from what it really happened. But if that really did happen, then man.
So I was actually talking to Pao about this. I'm going to look it up right now. But I think that the game that they were depicting in the movie was the championship game. Mm-hmm. But I think they lost in the semifinals that year to Dallas Carter, if I'm not mistaken.
So they like made it seem like it was a championship.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it more dramatic if they lose in the championship than in the semifinals. Real quick, we'll go over a little stuff about the movie.
Okay.
And reaching the state semifinals. Okay, so yeah. So the team, the 89 or 88 Permian Panthers football had a successful season. They won the district championships and they reached the state semifinals. So they didn't lose in the championship game.
They lost in the semifinals.
They lost in the semifinals, and I think they actually lost to Dallas Carter. Yeah, they lost to Dallas Carter 14-9. So 14-9 in Austin. So the last game they lost. What was it?
Well, in the movie they lost like 34-28, I think.
Yeah, 34-28, and they played in the Astrodome in Houston.
Well, that just proves my point.
Yeah, it really does that. It was a little bit more dramatic than it actually was. But for the sake, but I think all the stuff that depicted in the movie is pretty much accurate. So this movie was actually based on a book written by this guy named H.G. Bissinger.
Yeah. And
apparently he was the cousin of the guy who co-wrote the screenplay and directed the movie, which is Peter Berg. Some of the movie, he's an actor, and also he does a lot of movies. So the movie stars Billy Bob Thornton as the main coach. Mm-hmm. Tokyo Drift's own Lucas Black.
Yeah.
As what was his name? Winchell.
Yeah.
Mike Winchell. Mike Winchell. Garrett Hedlund as Billingsley.
Yeah.
You might know him. He's the guy that comes out in the
Four Brothers, no?
Four Brothers, and then Tron, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I've never seen Tron, bro.
Tron Legacy, I think. Tim McGraw, and then Derek Luke. So, dude, Tim McGraw does such a great job of his acting in this movie. Mm-hmm. You hate him, like you absolutely hate him. I mean, that's the point of his whole character is like, for being like just that terrible father. And then the same with Derek Luke. Yeah. He does such a good job of like.
Who's Derek Luke? Is he the?
He was a booby.
Booby Mouse.
Yeah, Booby Mouse. He did such a good job of being like the cocky running back, and then from that to see
being
like
humbled,
being humbled. Super humbled. I really enjoyed this movie, and watching it, like I mentioned to you, bro, like this is a big thing for, like, I would say for Texans.
Yeah.
This movie, because it really depicts all the things that you see in the movie, how the radio sportscasters talk about these kids. And I say kids because they're genuinely like
16,
17-year-olds, and they're talking about them like they're making millions of dollars. They're like, oh, well, this kid sucks, and like like, dude, like,
they play trash, get them out of there.
They're trash, and then like they're kids, you know, like. And it was really interesting. I thought that was an interesting line, or very poignant. Mm-hmm. The scene where is it Chavez, Billingsley, and Winchell. Mm-hmm. They're shooting skeet, or they're like throwing rocks in the air and then shooting.
Yeah.
And then Chavez, who by the way went on to Harvard.
I know that. I was like, oh, I thought it was gonna be like some.
Some
university, local university.
Because like Harvard, like there's Latinos in Harvard. Awesome.
I know.
But he was the one that's like, hey guys, we need to lighten up. We're only 17. And then the other guys were like, do you feel 17? Yeah. And I think it was a very strong point that, like, well, yeah, like. They are kids, but that's not how they're treated.
Yeah, they even said it. I think it was Lucas Blight said, "No, I don't feel 17."
Yeah, he's like, "I don't feel 17."
Yeah,
and it's pretty crazy. Like all the stuff with the boosters and the friends. That's how really like people treat these kids. What were some things that you like enjoyed about this movie, or what were some things that surprised you of how? Now again, you said this like this was an exaggerated version of what really happens, but all of this stuff does happen.
Yeah,
just not maybe to that degree.
Like what really like.
Stuck out or like shocked you about like how Texas football is run?
Man, well, honestly, I kind of already had an idea because of the Varsity Blues.
Uh-huh.
That one, you know, that kind of like, whoa, is it really like that? And looked more into it, and that's how it is. That's how Texas football is.
We were talking about this earlier, that even though this school is like a really storied high school, I think they won like 6 or 7 state championships. They don't produce.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of NFL players. So I looked it up, and the only one I could find was Roy Williams from the Cowboys. And he wasn't even in that area. He got drafted. Roy Williams got drafted in 2004. So he was long gone from that era.
Yeah. And he was drafted in the first round. He was really good.
He was really high.
In the NFL, he wasn't good. Well, he wasn't that good. But
I think when he went to the Cowboys, he was not too bad.
No, I think he was drafted by the Cowboys.
Oh, he played with the Bears too, bro?
Yeah, he played. Yeah, but he didn't do anything. Yeah, he didn't do anything.
No?
On the Bears, nah.
Ah, man. So the main story follows the year of football for this particular team. In the movie, they say it's the second year of Coach Gaines. Yeah. And you see all the pressure that he has of like all the boosters and all the people that are basically like, you better win. And he's like, or what? He's like, well, it's better if you win.
Yeah. No, I mean, because he was kind of like, okay, they keep, coming up to me. They keep talking to me a certain way. And he was just like, or what?
They like with him and his family.
Or what? Like you keep coming up to me, you know, and talking to me in some certain way, like almost, you know, indicating that, yeah, if you don't win, we're gonna do something bad to you. So that's what he's like, or what? Like, well, you might not want to know.
Basically, I was like, well, that's real subtle. And this is very awkward or very not the truest form of football in the sense of like building your team around one player. And I know that like all the offense runs through the quarterback, but I think you can get away with it in basketball. You can probably get away with it in football. I mean, and I'm not in football, in baseball. Yeah. But I think in football, you can't get away with it just running through one person. Like, I know that, you know, like the greats, we're thinking about like right now, like Pat Mahomes or Tom Brady. They were obviously the outstanding, like the standout player of that team, but they built around him, not through him. You know what I mean? Like, Tom Brady still needed all the other people and the defense to win. Well,
I'll tell you this. I will tell you this. It takes very, and I mean very good football players to actually be able to, you know, because with Patrick Mahomes, the thing is that he has Andy Reid.
He has a coach.
He has an amazing coach. So last year when they won the Super Bowl, he had no weapons.
Nope.
He had no wide receivers. He had no. The offensive line was pretty decent. It was good. It held up on it.
He had Kelsey. That's about it.
But yeah, just Kelsey. That's it. That's all he had. You know, and he had a very good defense. Yeah, you're right on that. You need to have a really good defense too to be able to. So have a good defense and just have a good quarterback, good offensive line.
And you see that in this movie they depict that, well, everything ran through Booby, and then when he got hurt, that was it. Like they had nothing else.
The quarterback was. I mean, I'm not trying to trash anybody, but you know, you saw the passes in the movie. I mean, I don't know if that's how he would pass in real life, but yeah, I don't know, man. That's, you know,
it's not gonna cut it.
Yeah, no. But in NFL, you need a quarterback.
And you see that when he gets injured, like immediately you're like, oh, like your mind goes to like ACL tear.
Yep.
And it did end up being an ACL tear. They try to cover it up, and they trying to because this kid, it was his last year. He was a senior. So, and you saw, I don't know if you saw the letters that he was getting from like USC, UCLA, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But also, we were talking about that this kid just focused so much on football. I don't know, the way they depicted him in the movie, he seemed like he wasn't that smart, like on anything other than football. Like basically like an Eli Manning that like knew nothing else other than football. Yeah. Because he was like, what's that word? And it's like distinguished.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, is an MRI going to fix my knee?
Well, that's the thing is that people don't make, you know, they don't have a plan B.
No.
Especially when it comes to
he did not have a plan B.
Athletes, it's just, oh, you know, I'm going to make millions because you make millions quick and young. Mm-hmm. If you're really, you know, if you're a really good athlete, you know, baseball, you know, basketball, football, that they don't think about anything else, but you know, they don't think about what if an injury happens, car crash, anything. Mm-hmm. You know, what is my backup plan? And then, well, you see what happened to him.
And this is a little bit different, especially in high school, from college and especially the pros. In the NFL, it might be different, but in general, in the pros, if you get hurt, well, you still got that money. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And in college, I would say, well, at least you know you can finish out your school and get a degree and something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
In high school, it's like you're done. Like your dreams of going to college are done. Your dreams are going.
They're gonna pull. I mean, you can still go, but I mean, you either have to be really smart or you know, you just have to be rich. You know,
and the first thing you saw was the practice. The scene in the movie is them at practice, and his uncle's trying to hype up all the scouts and stuff like that, And I really thought the way they depicted his uncle, when I remember seeing it, and then I saw it again yesterday for a refresher, that he was just doing it to like, for himself, also to kind of living vicariously through his kid or through his nephew. Yeah. But then at the end, where you see them like in the car crying together, I kind of got a sense of like, oh, like he really cared for this person and like, in the way
he
of
still loves him, period.
He still loves him, period.
Because
he's like, what am I going to do without football? And like, his uncle was like, don't worry about it. We'll figure something out. And he's like, oh, you said we were going to be in the pros. And he's like, no, like we'll figure something out. And you see the genuineness of his love for his kid.
Yeah, regardless, it didn't go away. Mm-hmm. Just because he's not going to go to NFL no more.
Yeah.
Or college, my bad. But college to NFL.
Yeah, basically. And he was like, that was his only like flying. Like you were saying, that's all that he had. Mm-hmm. And when I was watching this, I was like, oh, like playing rural football in Texas for these kids is like trying to be a rapper from the hood. It's like the only way you can get out of your situation, or the only way that people think you can get out of your situation. Yeah. So much so that you saw that there was a scene where they were at the, I guess it was like the drive-in, the drive-in or the food place, the burger place,
diner, outside.
Yeah, and then a guy who apparently was a football player from before who won a state championship comes up to him and he's like, "Hey man, this is all you got." Like, yeah. And you can tell that guy peaked in high school. Yeah. And then they, later on, his dad, it tells Tim McGraw, who plays what's his name? Billingsley's dad. And Tim McGraw is like an alcoholic, abusive dad. He plays it really well. Yeah. That he tells him like, "I'm trying to make a mad on you, and the reason I want you to do this is, or like I'm acting this way or treating like this, is because you have nothing else. Like not you in general, like you as a person, just like you coming from this situation, living in this area. This is all we have.
Yeah, make memories.
Yeah, and I think he was also speaking about himself because his dad he won a championship state and he peaked in high school.
Yeah. That was it, yeah.
And it's like, well, this is all we have. Like, nothing else.
Yeah, nothing's going to come out of this. And you're obviously not going to, go to any D1, college and, and then go to NFL, So.
Like legitimately, this was like the rural Texas version of, like, the hood. Like, I got to make it in the rap game to get out of this.
Yeah.
In the first game, Boobie Miles, played by Derek Luke, hurts his ACL. And I looked it up and, like, you and I will both watch sports, and whenever, I'm sure you have it too, whenever you see somebody like get hurt like that, you're like, oh snap, like his career, it's not over, but it's not going to be the same, right? Now today, now imagine that in 1988 with a high school football player.
Oh yeah,
it's done.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, that college, everything. Yeah, they're not gonna. I don't know about now. Now, all that rehab. What is it called?
Sports medicine rehab.
Yeah, all that is so advanced now that in 6 months he could already be back.
Yeah. So I think ACLs take about 6 months.
6 to a year. 6 months to
6 to a year. So
it could be longer depending, I guess.
And it's arthroscopic. Yeah. So I was like, oh, when I did a little research, and the research was ChatGPT, but. Nonetheless, it said in the late 1980s, ACL surgery typically involved open surgery, requiring a large incision in the knee joint. So now I think they just have to make incisions and they like put cameras in there. Yeah. But now I think they had to like basically, from what I understand, they like open.
How do you repair that though? How do you?
So and at that point, arthroscopic techniques weren't really like they existed, but not as much as they do now.
Yeah. Or that
so surgeons often had to use grafts from, I think they still do that, grafts from a tendon or hamstring to fix the tendon. I mean, the ligament, sorry.
Yeah.
Or I think they get them from cadavers. And you see, that's also the thing too, that like, he lied to himself, Boobie. His uncle kind of lied a little bit. Even the coach kind of like, was like, no, he's good.
Yeah,
they put him back in for the biggest game, and the first
tore
play,
it up even more. Yeah,
he couldn't move laterally because I think your ACL is what helps you move laterally, especially if you're running back trying to cut and like juke and try to be quick.
Yeah, nah,
you're not gonna have that movement.
Yeah, nah, and it was a slight tear, I think they said in the movie, and then when he ended up getting hit again, I'm pretty sure just full tear ACL.
And you're never gonna be the same.
No, and
even today, bro, you're not gonna be the same.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some players like this was back in 2015.
Yeah,
Todd Gurley. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Yeah, from the Rams.
He was drafted, I think, with a torn ACL, number 10.
Yeah. There's been a couple like that.
And he, he came back, beast mode. And then later down the years, I forgot what it was. It wasn't the ACL again. It was something else that. It didn't. He wasn't the same anymore. So that's kind of tricky, I guess. If you keep, jacking up your leg, anywhere in your leg, I guess.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, you'll just.
Willis McGahee was another one. Who's a running back. I think he played
Ravens,
for
I think.
Ravens and then the Bills. I remember watching. So he hurt himself in the championship game with Miami, and I don't remember who Who else?
He was drafted in the first round too. No?
And he got drafted. He got injured in that game, in the championship game, and he got taken out. And then I think it was one of those situations like he probably could have come back in, but they were like, because he still had to get drafted.
And I mean, and then on top of that, you get drafted, you sit out your first year, maybe even the second. It's kind of like an investment.
Is that what Gurley did?
No,
he came back?
I think he. I don't know if he played his rookie season. But he came back quick, and he was a beast. I remember that, but wasn't a lot of years. He was in the league. Period. I think the last team he played for was the Falcons, and that was like when he was 27 years old. So
yeah. Well, I mean, running backs in the NFL don't really last too long.
Yeah, no.
They do the harder. They do the hardest work, and they get paid the least.
I know.
Yeah. Zeke Elliott. I mean, come on, bro. Like, he was amazing, and then
whatever. But did he ever get injured?
I think it's just wear and tear, bro. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at someone like
he was eating a lot, huh?
Yeah. If you look at
like overweight.
If you look at someone like from the Oilers, Earl Campbell.
Oh yeah. Beast.
I don't know if you've ever seen interviews with him now. Like, he can barely walk, dude. Like, because his knees are just jacked up. Like, wide receivers, QB, like especially like wide receivers, you go around people.
Yeah.
But wide receivers, you go through
running
them.
back, you're going through the trenches.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Running backs, you go right through them.
Yeah, right through linemen, right, your own linemen, defensive. And
yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, that's a lot of...
So in the beginning of the movie, they were talking about that, like, in 88, like, the coach was getting paid $60K.
I know.
Right? So, and then they're like, oh, they get to play more than the principal. Nowadays, I looked it up. The higher paying coaches get paid $150. More than I think they're, if I'm not mistaken, in some states they're like some of the highest paid government employees.
For real?
Yeah.
The football coaches in Texas?
Football coaches, yeah.
Dang.
Like for the government, because they're technically part of the government.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how much they get paid. The stadiums are really big. So like from the small ones, I would say like 10,000.
Yeah.
And then the bigger ones would be like 12 to 18,000 for a high school football stadium.
That's crazy.
And if I'm not mistaken, I know that they play regularly in San Antonio. They play at the Alamo Dome, like a dome that's made for professional football. But they don't have like all the seats available. But I think it's like a little bit less than like 30. So I would say like 25,000.
Is that where UTSA plays?
Yep, that's where they play college. Yeah, and I think they play the state championship there sometimes. In that stadium. That stadium was built in the efforts to get a football team into San Antonio. So they built it without having a football team.
Wow.
But they never got one.
Hopeful to get one, but
I doubt that there's going to be another team in Texas.
Nah, yeah, I don't.
Because of Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
As far as football,
the Texans now.
Yeah, I mean those were that team was kind of somewhat there before. I mean the Oilers were there, and then the Texans. So I think that was kind of like, well, they were already having a team.
The Oilers went to Tennessee.
Yeah, no. Then they were the
and then
Tennessee.
They didn't have any team, and then
the Oilers became the Tennessee Oilers, if I'm not mistaken, for like a year. Then they changed it to the Titans.
Yeah, it's
really sad to see how people put so much pressure on these literal children.
Yeah,
and it's like, just let them. I mean, I know that.
Well, I mean, it's like you said, they don't got nothing in that town. I mean, so that's all they look forward to.
Yeah.
And it's football in Texas, like you said, is a religion. So, I mean.
It's like watching all those shows, like, was it Friday Night Tykes and like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not giving them excuses, but I mean, for them to be talking about 17, 16-year-olds like that, but.
I think it's super messed up, bro. By the way, I love a good montage. I love montages of them, like, just winning all the games. And they lose their best player, and then they lose the next game. And then they're, like, in the movie, they win their first game, but in that game, they lose Booby. Yeah. In the second game, they lose. And then they're literally talking on the sports radio, like, oh, should we fire the coach? It's like, they lost one game, guys.
Yeah, they want intense. Pure perfection.
They want pure perfection.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think anybody as a fan, you don't ever want your team to lose, but
no.
But then there's also over exaggerating and take it to that level. It gets delusional.
It really does get delusional. It's like you really expect them to win. And it's sorry to say, but like they don't have anything else like going on in their lives.
Yeah,
not even the players. And you feel I got a sense from some of the kids that they didn't want to play, but it's like their parents either forced them to, or like what else are they gonna do?
Yeah.
The way the movie was shot and the cinematography, this is one of the better football movies in the sense that you can see the hits and you feel them. Like every time someone got hit, especially when Booby hurt his ACL, like I visibly heard everybody who was watching with us like wince. They were like,
yeah.
Like could you feel
that
like
crack that?
Yeah, were you able to feel like how it was shot, that you felt like you were actually like at the game, or like
you're like, oh, you're like, no, that was practically the whole movie. It starts off with just play after play after play. Yeah. It's him, and you know, and everybody's talking about him. So when you knew that happened, you're like, oh yeah, their season might be done, might be over.
But even without him, they do rally, and they basically, I think they win out. Except the last game.
Well, with that running back, the third string
running back, which is
Chris Comer, I think.
Chris Comer. So that guy was an amalgamation, I think, of a couple players. His real name was actually Brian Comer. I think they changed some of the names. Oh. But it did say that the next year.
Yeah, they won.
Spoiler for this.
Lead back.
Yeah, spoilers for this movie, but they didn't win. They didn't win the championship. Yeah. It was kind of funny to see that like there was even some racial undertones, or not even overtones. Yeah, in the movie. Beginning. I don't know if you even noticed during the scene where Coach Gaines, Billy Bob Thornton's character, is with all the boosters, like in that fancy house.
That lady's like,
who
cares? Make them do everything, defense, offense. And
yeah. And then she calls them like a racial slur.
Yeah, she calls them the word.
Yeah, she calls them the N word basically, and you're like. And even Billy Bob Thornton's character, and I think it's meant to be that way, that he's just like
uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's like, what is going on? Like,
he's
like, why did you even have to say that word?
In the movie, he got like uncomfortable.
You could like, he didn't say anything, but you could tell he was just like, after she said that, he was like, okay.
And that wasn't that long ago. But
it was 88, bro.
That long ago. I mean, I guess you would hear that thrown around.
Maybe I'll take this out, but my dad, I remember him saying that. When he started working with engineers, like these professionals, they would like say that just like casually, and he was like, "What is going on here?" Like even in '88, and so much so that in the movie it depicts them that they lose the last game, and because of that, they have to go to a 3-way tie, which is a coin toss, in order to decide which two of the teams are going to go to the championship.
No, to the playoffs.
To the playoffs, sorry. Yeah. And even, like, you were asking me questions about it, and the second time I saw it, that's when I understood what was going on.
Yeah.
Because it's not very clear. But I think that's actually how it's done.
Yeah, the coin toss.
Coin toss. So, like, there's 3 people that toss the coin, and the odd person is out. So, meaning, if 2 people do heads, and the last one does tails is out. Those 2 that did heads go in. Now, if it's 2 tails and 1 heads, the heads is out. Right? That's that's what you're saying. Yeah. And I think that's actually how they do it, just because. And if you saw it, they played like 4 or 5 playoff games, which is more than the NFL. Yeah. And so I looked it up, their record right here. They played 15 games, bro, in high school.
Dang.
That's more than college, bro.
College usually like 7 or 8 games.
Yeah, college only plays, I think, like 12.
Yeah, I was going to say 10, 12.
10, 12, including the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't even get college.
It's
like bowls or something, no? Isn't it like...
So now they have a playoff system, and I think it's the top 4 teams.
College football playoff.
But it's based on rankings, because it's so many college teams. It's like, again, these are kids. You're not going to like have them play a 20-game schedule. They still got to go to school. But even then, I'm like, that 15 games, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it says here 15-1 in the district. So I'm assuming they only played like 7 games, and then they played like 7 more playoff games.
Well, I know in the NFL, they, on top of that, their bodies, are more developed, but they also get painkillers.
Yeah. Then they get paid, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they're already adults, so shoot, but as a kid, 17, 16-year-old.
I've told this story to some friends, but I don't think my parents know, and I don't think my brother-in-law, my sister know. So this is breaking news. Now that you're talking about pain.
Yeah.
I tried out for football.
Yeah.
In high school as a freshman. And they kind of, the way that they did it is they would kind of put like the new people kind of with everybody. And I suited up, and I think they put me like on offense, like as a fullback.
Yeah.
And I wasn't with seniors yet. I think I was with the JV.
Yeah, JV.
Freshman, you have your freshman squad, and then there's a JV, and then there's a varsity. We were basically trying out. Mm-hmm. There was like some of my friends that were in middle school with that were there, but they had already played. And I would say I'm a pretty big guy, like not height, but like mass wise, I guess you could say.
Mass.
I was on offense. They run the play. The ball gets intercepted, so we turn on to defense. I start running towards the person that has the ball. Mm-hmm. I get hit by a guy that's probably, I was like 14 at the time. He was probably like 16 or 17.
Yeah.
But it's the same way it's depicted in the movie.
Yeah.
That when they go to the state championship, you have Permian Panthers, which are these small guys, and then they have Dallas Carter with the City Boys.
Yeah.
They are giants. That's basically how it was. I got blindsided, bro, by some guy that was like a D lineman. I got up, didn't know where I was, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, all right, I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I did not like to get hit like that. Yeah. I was just like, I didn't get a concussion or anything, but I did like kind of lose my bearings a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of
what I was telling you. Yeah.
Like what was your story? Tell me what happened to you in that one.
I was 12 years old, 6th grade, and I would play with the high schoolers in my apartment complex.
That's always the thing. You're always trying to impress people.
Yeah. And
then you play with the high schoolers, and this is what happens.
Well, they would. I've always liked to play quarterback. Yeah. So he liked how I would play quarterback when we would go play or whatever outside. There was this park right there, by the complex. So we were playing, and he happened to be on the other team. This guy that used to like, inviting me. And he was 15, 16. And I'm over here, 12 years old. I don't know what, and I don't even remember what happened. I just remember him tackling me and me just hitting the ground. And I just remember feeling my whole head shake and opening my eyes. And for like, I had no idea at that moment. I had no idea where I was. And I just remember looking up at the sky and like just the sky moving in circles, just round and round and round. And I was like just out of it, for, 5-6 seconds. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, play football. Okay, well, that was a hard hit.
Mom, did I pass the spelling test?
Yeah, nah. And speaking about that, I also tried for the freshman team.
How did that go?
There was this coach I didn't like. And I mean, they gotta yell at you or whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't like him.
You didn't vibe with him?
I don't even know what he was. He wasn't the coach. He was like, I have no, like one of the coaches, I guess. I don't know exactly what he was, but, he would burp in your face, And,
what does that have to do with football?
And he'd like, take off his shirt and start, working out and, and.
That seems like a predator, bro.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was the football team?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the football. I was there, but I said, like, he would just try to, like, I guess, scare us or whatever.
He was like, hey, guys, hit the showers.
Yeah, and like, nah, he would just start, start lifting weights there, take off his shirt, burp in our face, and I was just like, nah, I'm done. But, yeah, I was ready to play. But.
All right, so finally in the game, they get to the state championship. The whole season they've been saying that the Panthers are small. And it did make it seem in that particular instance, you were saying, I thought they were the best. But it did make it seem in that particular instance that the Dallas Carter was
the best.
The better team. Yeah. And it was literally like you saw that they were playing against like grown men. Like these weren't 17-year-olds, these were grown men.
Yeah. Yeah, some big boys.
And you saw a complete difference. Like in the movie, it makes it seem a lot closer than I think it actually was. But you see that Chavez, played by Jay Hernandez, he's I think he was a strong safety or the full.
Yeah, the strong safety, yeah.
in the games leading up to that, they make it seem like he is their best player at that point.
Yeah.
On defense, and in this particular game, he is just getting tossed.
Yeah.
Around like a rag doll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you notice a stark difference? Like once they played them.
Yeah. He was getting lit up. And the coach was yelling at him too. Like he needed to get his head in the game.
Yeah, dude, come on, like get with it. I think that particular scene was like 30 minutes long, dude. The last game, the last game was like 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
It didn't seem that long to me, like because you were completely entertained in the movie.
Yeah,
like you were in it. I don't know if you felt that way too.
Yeah. It's almost like when you're really entertained, it's like you don't want it to end, and then that's when it just goes so quick.
And even then, we were saying like even the cheerleaders seem different from that's going on. It's like the Permian ones were like rah rah go team, and then like the other ones were like, like cotton candy sweet to go. Let me see that tootsie roll. Like even the way that they were dancing was like super provocative and stuff. But they do end up losing the game. You could really feel the heartbreak. But the way that they made it seem, it's like the coach was saying, my version of perfect is basically you give it your all, you can't give any more, and you leave it basically all out on the field, right? And that is, and I'm paraphrasing, but that was his version of perfect. And in the movie, they did depict it like that these kids give everything they had. There was basically nothing more they could do.
Yeah, it's
just the way the cookie
that,
crumbles.
Yeah.
And you even saw that their biggest player, Preacher,
Preacher Man,
he was getting tossed around. Even that guy, he was, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah.
He was getting tossed around.
Yeah. He was too, but he was also like their best player in the beginning.
Yeah.
In the whole game he was really good in the movie it shows, but he was the only one that started off that was good in the first half.
And and they have the epilogues at the end. He was the only one that went to a Division I school.
Yeah.
But he didn't go to the NFL, like we said. This particular school doesn't produce NFL players, really. And if they do, it's like linebackers and like O linemen and stuff like that. Yeah. So in the epilogue, it shows that he went to D1.
It didn't say what school he went to. It just said
D1. He was the only one to play D1.
Yeah.
Booby went to junior college, but then didn't do anything with that.
Yeah.
Winchell, he played for Baylor.
I know. I thought that was a D1 school.
Okay. Oh no, because it says he's the only. Preacher or Christian is the only one that got a scholarship. That's what it was. He was the only one that got a scholarship to go to a D1 school. So I guess Winchell did go to a Baylor, but he probably didn't get a scholarship. Like he probably had to pay to go to school.
Ooh.
Especially Baylor too. That's a pretty prestigious school.
Yeah.
Then Billingsley.
He didn't do anything. I don't think he went to college. I think he just stayed there in Texas and just became a salesman, I think. Insurance salesman? Yeah, something like that.
Basically. And Chavez was the one that did big,
Harvard, bro. And then what?
A lawyer.
And then became a lawyer in Odessa.
That's my other thing, though. It's like, why would you go back to Odessa?
Yeah. And did you see in the beginning of the movie? Where it shows all the storefronts, closed, went to see the game, closed, went to see the game. It got to one at the end for a split second, and it said Chavez Law Firm.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
And it said, gone, went to see the game.
Oh, so maybe that's like
what is it, like an
Easter egg? Oh, yeah. Dude, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That's a good eye. Oh, it has Easter egg. That's pretty funny. I have an uncle that lives in Odessa. I still have no reason to go. Not that I don't want to see him, but if... Shout out to my uncle Hugo and my tia Maribel. But if we were gonna see them, we would just meet in San Antonio,
not Odessa.
The only reason I went that one time is because my grandma passed away, or was on the verge. Yeah, which it was cool. I was able to see my grandma before she passed. But I was gonna say next time I go there, I'll like check it out. But I'm like, I'm never gonna go there.
Yeah,
the way that they depicted Odessa, bro, that's exactly how it is. Like
it's a small
town. Even I think now, dude, I don't think they have like a huge population of Odessa, Texas. And I'm sorry, I'm bagging on Odessa, but that is a lie. 100K?
What?
That is a lie.
Dang, that's
That is a bull-faced lie. No way.
Population, but
no way that's a population.
That's a pretty decent population.
So I would say like they always kind of combine Midland and Odessa. It would be like saying Nashville and Murfreesboro. No way, bro. That is a lie. It says here that Midland is 130K and Odessa is 115K.
For a small town to have 100,000?
And I think even now there's still a rivalry between, was it Midland Lee and Odessa Permian Panthers? Yeah. But all in all, bro, did you like this movie? Was it? Do you think it was a good depiction of football?
Yeah, it was a good movie. Obviously a little bit over dramatic, but it was really good.
What are some of your favorite football movies?
Well, the top one was definitely, and it's been a while that I've seen it, but Varsity Blues was
the main one.
The main one.
That's a really good movie.
Especially the football scene.
It's actually on my list, but since it's rated R, I was
other than that one, the other one.
Remember the Titans?
Yeah, Remember the Titans. I did watch that one. You're right. That was a really good movie.
The other one I recommended to you, which was another rated R movie, and I didn't mean to put it.
Any Given Sunday, huh?
Any Given Sunday. That's and it's a not Stanley Kubrick, Oliver Stone movie, and it stars Al Pacino and LL Cool J. Yeah. Jamie Foxx, Dennis Quaid. And I think Lawrence Taylor comes out in it, if I'm not mistaken. LT.
He does?
I think so, yeah.
I did see that movie, but I never finished watching it. I got more than halfway, and that was a long time ago. And from what I had watched, from that movie, I did like that one a lot too.
Oh, the one I suggested to you was Necessary Roughness.
Oh, with Sinbad.
Yeah, so you have seen that movie.
Yeah, I did see that a long time ago too.
And that's another Texas. That's literally a Texas football movie, but it's like
college.
College, yeah.
Yeah.
With
Rob Schneider.
The guy from what's that movie? The guy from Quantum Leap. I forget what his name is. Scott Bakula. And then Kathy. The model, Kathy Ireland. The model. The Waterboy's another good one.
Oh yeah. It's like it is a football movie, but it's like I don't consider it
more of a comedy.
Yeah, it's more like comedy.
And then the other one that we were talking about when we were in New York that I said I didn't see, but then I was like, oh no, I've seen that one. The other Adam Sandler one, The Longest Yard.
Oh yeah, that's another good one too. That one's a really good one.
And then there's like an OG version of it with
he comes out in it. Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, R.I.P.
He comes out in the second one. Yeah, that one was a really good one too.
And then they, eventually the Odessa does win the next year.
Yeah, with Comer. Said they went undefeated.
They went undefeated and they won with Comer, and he proved himself as a QB. So yeah, bro, I like this movie. I think it's a really good one. It's a very dramatic, but I do like the drama in it.
Yeah,
and it, like we said, just because you're the best doesn't mean you always win.
Yeah, look, football is a game of inches.
Yeah.
And they call it that for a reason. You can, like you said, give it all, everything you got. But if you're just 1 yard short, one inch short, you're not gonna win.
And the people of Tennessee know that all too well with
the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. But also, you got to look at that movie. Oh, that's another good movie. Underdog.
Yep. Louis and I talked about that one.
Kurt Warner,
yeah.
And that's cool. And it's like, okay, it would have been cool if Tennessee, I guess, would have won the Super Bowl, but
the underdog.
Kurt Warner man, you had to root for him. He does, and it's a dope story.
One more thing I did want to say about the movie is you do see that there are some heartfelt moments between the coaches and the player.
Yeah.
Especially he had one with was it Winchell when he was talking to him at his home, and then when they were going home after the last game of the season where they lost, and you're like, oh, this coach really cares about these players, right?
Oh, not just that, he let Boobie Miles get on the school bus.
Yeah. But then
you got room for one more. He's like, yeah, sure.
But then he also tried to hide the fact that Boobie was injured, and then you saw at the end that what did he start doing with the board? Started taking all their names off, off to the next person, because all those kids were graduating, so he didn't he didn't linger and think about him. He was just next.
Yep, it's gonna happen.
So it's did he really care about them, or was it just
I mean, I'm.
Or is it like you
I
just
guess
have to move on?
I guess that's up in the air, but yeah, you're gonna have to move on. You know, it's not like the NFL. I mean, it kind of is. NFL's kind of like that. You know, you don't.
But you're only with the
players,
kids like 4 years,
players,
right?
But yeah.
Is it just like, yeah, you only have them for 4 years, so it's like, well, you just got to move on kind of thing?
Move on, and yeah.
But I think Billy Bob Thornton really did a good job. So did Tim McGraw, and so did Derek Luke.
Yeah, they all did really good.
Even the uncle did a good job.
Uncle, what was his name? LV?
LV. Dang, Monk. Alrighty then, bro. So thank you so much for doing this. We got to get together. Maybe do another one. Maybe we do one with Powell, or maybe do one with your brother, Josiah.
Yeah, they would like that.
And then maybe we'll do one with Jason, like the Sonic movie or something.
Oh,
that'll be the shortest one ever.
That's gonna be a 7-minute one.
He's like, in Sonic, what does he always say? Oh, he always says imagine, right? He's like, imagine me in Sonic.
Yeah. And we do a movie together. And yeah, but thank you, bro. Thank you for having me over and doing the podcast.
Yeah, we'll hear this one in the Super Bowl. Hopefully it's the Bears and the Cowboys. Actually, they can't be.
Yeah, they can't be. Yeah.
The Bears and... Dang, no, I'm sorry, the Cowboys. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
All right.
All right.